Hi friends, welcome back. This is Pratik and I am so very greatly delighted to be here amongst all of you on your channel of inspiration, in your service, so that together we can feel more regenerated, enlivened and inspired throughout our journey. With that, let's get started guys. We all know that in every walk and shore of our life, we all do need inspiration. Where does the inspiration come from then? Definitely, everything in this world has some source. So, even inspiration must have some source. Now, the source can be internal or external. Inspiration must come always, but from both the sources, external and internal. Even externally, we should feel inspired from the people who are around us. It could be our parents, our teachers, our guides, our mentors, our counselors, and everything else around us that can teach us anything. So what does internal inspiration means then? Internal inspiration can be defined as an inspiration, a zeal to do something that comes from within. Within as in from the very soul, the core of the heart, which is triggered by the super soul. We all know that Archimedes got that Eureka Moment. We know that he ran naked in front of the whole public in the excitement that he got the idea. Well, where did the idea come from? The idea came to Archimedes when Archimedes was not thinking of the problem. Come on, does that make some sense? Oftentimes, when Archimedes would be thinking of the problem, he would never arrive at the solution. He had spent time ridiculously. He has put a lot of effort to come to that conclusion, to come to the solution, but he didn't reach. And exactly when he was in his bathtub, not thinking of the problem, he arrived at the solution. So when he was not thinking of the problem, his mind wasn't working over the problem, where did the idea come to him from? The idea came from within, from the consciousness. Consciousness comes from the soul. Well, that is not the case with all the time. That doesn't mean nobody else can feel inspired. Everybody else can't feel inspired. We can feel inspired from the external source and the internal source to the degree our internal source inspires us. But the important thing is, for inspiration, the source cannot always be external one. Why? Because the externals doesn't last longer. What will always be an eternal thing is the internal element. The internal element is your own inspiration, which we certainly have to work upon to grow it, nurture it, nourish it, and develop it to the extent that it becomes our permanent asset and permanent inspiration for all time to come. Some of the dudes also say that they get inspiration, they get kicks. Adrenaline in their blood starts boiling when they drink some sort of wine and vodka, or they blow up some weed or hookah. Guys, I know a very interesting story. There was this hefty bull working in the farm, and on the back of the bull, on the shoulder of the bull, there is this bird who picks the insects from bull's body. So this bird, one fine day, he was picking up the insects on the body of this bull. And while doing this daily show, he was conversing with the bull, and he said to the bull that, "Oh bull, my friend, you know, when I was really young, I had that vigor and I had that zeal and I had that energy. I could even fly and go and sit on the top of the branch of this tree." So the bull said, "Oh, come on man, what's the big deal in that? You know, you can even do it now." He said, "Now? How come?" And the bull said, "I give you one simple solution. If you do this, you will certainly be sitting on the top branch of this tree." And the bird was excited. He said, "Wow, that's great. Okay, go ahead. Tell me the solution." And he said, "You know my dung? It has got a special ingredient. If you just eat it a little by little, day after day, you will be gaining enormous energy. So much and so that you will fly on the top of the tree very soon in a definite time." And the bird, he said, "No, come on. You really want me to eat your dung? That is so nasty." But the bull said, "You must definitely do, because the whole world is after it. So why not you? Take a little and just try it. Try it for a time and see the changes." And the bird felt, okay, let me try it and see. The bird went, pick up a little of the dung, ate for the first time, and the very first day. Boom! He felt such a great energy. And in the very coming fortnight, he was on the top branch of the tree. The bird, when he was on the top of the tree, wow, he was looking at the entire scene. He was so delighted and joyful. He felt this is what is called being on the top of the world. He was enjoying a lot. And just then, this bull's owner, the farmer, he saw this bird. He took out his shotgun and shot right on the bird's head. And the bird was dead. No funny story. Well, the moral is interesting. The moral of the story? Bullshit can take you to the top, but it never lets you stay there. Similarly, with all the bullshit in this world, you can feel the kick for a while, but then it destroys you in the next moment. The inspiration kicks, momentary inspiration that we get from the external malicious sources is not a very good idea to always feel cheered about with some temporary inspiration. The inspiration could be external, but it has to be a positive source. It has to be a good personality. It has to be some positive resource like good books, good movies, good clips, observations, good listenings, tapes. These all could be a really great asset to fill up with huge inspiration. Now, there's also a slight confusion herein. People on the social media, I have heard them saying, when they say that we watch so many motivational videos, but then we don't derive so much inspiration. Even if we derive, it doesn't last longer. So what you do then? The reason why this happens is because we watch so many videos, but our motive isn't clear. Does that mean our goal is not clear? Definitely not. It's not just goal, but the motive. It's not the energy alone, but the intentions also. So, having an ulterior, distilled and diluted motive is not a very good source of inspiration. They're all very temporary, or they are the patch-up solutions for inspiration. So surely such inspiration will not endure. In particular, for any successes, any field, our inspiration will pretty much depend on the motivation for our success. A strong, positive, constructive, divine purpose with the fundamental understanding of oneself is the right motivation. Pure the motivation, higher the inspiration. So what does real inspiration be like? Source of inspiration is enlightenment or awakening. Source of which is a matured understanding. Spice of matured understanding is right fundamental knowledge backed up with experiences. Thus, right knowledge will lead to right motivation and thereby a right inspiration, a positive, solid positive inspiration for our success in any walk of lives. This being the case, we will rather focus on the essence, not on the details. Now, does that mean we are here to learn the same knowledge again? Baba, black sheep? No. Knowledge is too diverse. We have already learned a lot in our schools and colleges and the universities which we have gone to. But frankly, it's not the same geography and history and algebra, geometry and calculus with all that triple integration and double integration and aftermaths is not going to really help us to be permanently inspired. We are here to understand, feel the everlasting inspiration which is indeed a true eternal inspiration. So generally, we need inspiration always, but we only seek it when we are low on ourselves. when either we are passing through tough phases in life, we are going through hurdles, we are facing challenges in our livings, or we are suffering with troubles and tribulations. In these tough times, we seek for inspiration. But when the times are over, the inspiration is also gone. And the propensity to look for the inspiration in life is also over. Sometimes a permanent solution takes a little more time, yet they are the best and perfect solution one can ever have. You see, sometimes there is this private hospital which is really good looking, neat, clean, and you get a private room there, and there is this staff, personal nurse is there to attend to you, and they give you medicine, there is AC and there is television, and it's all a good experience. Even that sometimes we can't have at home, we have at hospital. So with so many amenities and luxuries, we are having a bed rest. Doctor comes and he gives you some medicines and goes away. And you are there paying the bills day after day, and not getting cured. There's another hospital which is sort of a government hospital. People have spitted there on the walls. The beds are really shaky and noisy. The whole atmosphere is very crowdy, and there is a lot of sound and noise everywhere around. There is no particular staff or any nurse to attend to you. She comes once or twice in a day, gives you rough instructions and walks away. And the doctor comes once in a day, probably with a big injection. Not the one that they give to animals, but a regular one. And he takes out some liquid and then gives you a solid injection on your back. And you yell like hell. Yet then, there is an advantage in this case. That the injection, medicine that doctor gives you is perfect cure for your disease. It is a painful one though. Now, if you have two options, amongst this, which one will you choose? Would you choose the first one or the second one? The intelligent guys I know would go for the second one, because even sometimes we have to endure more, put more efforts and some more time and a little extra pain. But if it is going to be a perfect solution, then we should definitely go for it. And so upcoming is the motivational, inspirational series Through Tough Times. Every series will be a spiced meal of some very good facts, lessons and learnings. They will indeed, I am very confident, will surely aid in our difficult times. And I am pretty sure that by every single episode, we will have a lot of valuables to carry, and when implemented, a lot of visible transformation, bringing us joy for ourselves and the people around us. In each series, we'll also be coming up with episodes which will highlight on some special traits that we all need to imbibe or develop in order not just to pass through the toughest phases, but also to have a permanent inspiration for any success in any walk of our life throughout. Till then, stay tuned, like and subscribe your channel of inspiration. Thank you. Bye-bye.